Hey everybody and welcome back. I'm excited for this episode of Clash Royale. What we're going to be doing, this is my second attempt of the Crown Challenge Global Series. I did lose to Ash yesterday in the finals in order to make it to the top 32. Today is my last day. I'm going to be showing you the replays of the games that I did playing my second chance. As you can see, I am now back to 4,656 trophies. I'm going to try to push to that 4,900 trophies. I got 7 days left in the season to do it, so next weekend I'm going to be grinding and I'm going to be trying to get to that Master 1. I'm pretty close. I've been beating people with max cards, so it's been pretty hard because they have higher level cards than me. But with them being that low with max cards and max decks, it means that they're not as skilled of a player, because if you have a max deck, or if you have at least half your deck with max cards, you should be above 5,000 trophies. That's where you belong with those card levels. So it is going to be fun. I'm going to be showing you content of me pushing really hard this next week. So without any delay, let's get into the replays. The first match I had to play against was Deep V. He played a Lava Loon deck, and then he tried to beat me with a counter deck of the P.E.K.K.A. Hog. And so let's take a look at this second match that I beat him in. I did change my deck. I was using my Bridge Spam deck when I was fighting him when he was using his Lava Loon deck. I then switched it to this Miner deck that is pretty good. And then I realized that Clash with Shane, he came up with this deck. I didn't know he came up with it until after I played this match. But it is a very good Miner cycle deck that you use with the P.E.K.K.A. I like it because it has a lot of cheap cards. It has one Elixir Skeleton, it has the Bats, it has Zap, it has the Ice Spirit, a lot of cheap cards that you could cycle to get back to your P.E.K.K.A. in order to defend a big push. So here I am going extremely hard. This is kind of how the push lines up. You use the Miner, P.E.K.K.A., and then the Electric Wizard, and I threw the Ice Spirit to get anything, like if he had a minion horde or anything. And so as you can see, I did pretty good chip damage, and then he had to use his Electric Wizard to counter the Bats and the Skeletons, because they would have gotten the tower below 1,000 damage. I didn't want him to get any chip damage, so I threw my Miner down, which is, you could play defensive Miner sometimes. He then throws his Ice Golem down, which gets it out of rotation, which is nice. And now I'm just waiting for my Elixir to get back to full so I could play some. But he's playing super aggressive. He throws down his Hog and Bats. I don't have Zap ready, so I had to use the Ice Spirit so his Hog doesn't get multiple hits on the tower. My P.E.K.K.A. is going to go down because of his Bats on top of the P.E.K.K.A. And so at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for it to fizzle out. There's not much else I could do. I kind of have to wait for him to make this move because he has the P.E.K.K.A. in rotation. My P.E.K.K.A. is 2 cards away. I have to use a Miner first. So I'm going to match his Electric Wizard with my Electric Wizard. This is why it's nice to have cheap cards, because he's going to be able to play his P.E.K.K.A. if he wanted to. And I'm able to get my P.E.K.K.A. cycled back in. And so he doesn't, so I throw down my P.E.K.K.A. Which is, sometimes bad, because if you fight his P.E.K.K.A. on the opposite bridge, he has the advantage. But I throw down the poison because I didn't want him to use his goblins, and I'm able to cancel out his P.E.K.K.A. so nothing really happens. The push just kind of stops, but I do get the poison damage on his tower, which is nice. It is nice chip damage, and that's kind of how this deck works. You have the P.E.K.K.A. for defensiveness, but it's kind of a chip deck. And so I'm throwing the Miner because I know that I need to get as much chip as possible because it's about to be overtime, and in overtime the next crown wins. Oh, that's beautiful. The Ice Spirit gets a connection and does not massive damage, but it does pretty good damage. So I'm just going to keep on throwing my Miner in the back. It distracts his P.E.K.K.A. so that my P.E.K.K.A. is able to get it closer to the tower, and then I'm able to poison everything and get that chip damage. And so the most of the damage I've done has been with poison and with the Miner, and that's how that deck works. But he has double P.E.K.K.A. down. Good thing his P.E.K.K.A. is almost dead, the first one. So all I have to do is Zap, gets the Ice Golem away. So he's going to try to do a counter push. Look at those Skeletons distracting the P.E.K.K.A. That's why the one Elixir Skeletons is beautiful, because his P.E.K.K.A. didn't get any hits. He got 1 hit on my main P.E.K.K.A. And I was able to distract it. So there I go again with my Miner. He gets 2 hits, which is beautiful. I throw down the poison. That's going to be another 240 damage. I Zap, kill his Electric Wizard, and then the P.E.K.K.A. gets the solid hit on the tower. So that was a beautiful game, well played by me against Deep V. Now let me go ahead and show you the first game because it was pretty insane. I don't really see a lot of lava loon decks in this challenge, in the crown challenge. Probably because it's really easy to counter, and with people using Inferno Tower and Inferno Dragon, it's really hard to get the Lava Hound to the tower. So we're just doing a stalemate. I don't know what deck he's playing, but I get really impatient sometimes, and so I'm just going to throw down the Bandit just because I wanted to get the pump in rotation in case if he was going to pump. And so the Bandit gets really good connection. It does a lot of damage in the very beginning. It does over 1,000 damage. It does 1,100 damage. And so at this point I see his Lava Hound. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to base race him. Apologize about that cough. And so I'm going to base race him. I have to get the Electric Wizard down to get the resets on the Inferno Dragon, because if not, I'm going to lose the game. I'm going to throw down the bats to get the balloon. He's going to get that tower regardless. I just don't want him to do a lot of damage on the King Tower. And the Lava Pups is okay if they get on the King Tower. They're not going to do that much damage to it. Maybe 1,000 at max. But as you can see, I get one P.E.K.K.A hit. And I get the Bandit charge on his tower. So his King Tower is at 2,000 HP. Mine's at 3,288 HP. So I have 1,000 lead on the King Tower. And I thought I was gonna 3 crown him. That's what I was trying. I was trying really hard to 3 crown this player. So I play the aggressive P.E.K.K.A. He plays his Tombstone. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Electric Wizard to get the support. He does a beautiful Fireball, but he doesn't really take out the Electric Wizard in time, and I'm able to get a lot of resets on that Inferno Dragon. And not only that, he misses his zap. I think he zapped the bats. But regardless, his Inferno Dragon is just one zap or arrows away, and I'm able to take it out. So I'm waiting for him to play his Lava Hound. I wanted to play his Lava Hound so I could bridge spam. And so there he is. That was me trying to be greedy and going for that 3 crown. I should have gone for that 2nd crown because I know there's only 40 seconds left and that it was going to go into overtime. And as long as I got 2 towers down and I have 1 tower still standing, I would have won. But I was getting really greedy. I really wanted the 3 crown, and I did a lot of bad mistakes. That's what happens. Sometimes when you get greedy, you get tunnel vision. You make mistakes, and you have to be able to take a step back and reset yourself and take a look at the time and your goal. Because he could have easily beaten me in this match if I didn't have the bats and rotations right there. And so that was just me being tunneled. So now I finally said, I can't go for the 3 crown. I'm gonna go for the 2nd crown. I was actually playing smart. If I would have done this a long time ago, I would have been in a better position. It would have been a much cleaner win than what it is now. It's a pretty sloppy win. It is so hard with that nerf of the Batarang to get them to the tower sometimes. Which is good. I think it's balanced now. It was pretty overpowered. It did charge a little bit too fast. And so now I'm just going to cycle my spells and just try to do as much damage to the tower. One bandit hit and an attack from the bandit will kill the tower, which would be beautiful. And that's what I was really trying to do. The Electric Wizard is such a good counter to the balloon. It makes it so the balloon cannot get to the tower. Anyway, that Tombstone, look how good. You saw Ash using the Tombstone against this deck, and the Tombstone does a very good job against the Batarang P.E.K.K.A deck. It just distracts it in time. It makes it so the Batarang has to waste its hit. And that's the thing, the Batarang's only good for the initial hit. It does a lot of good damage because the Barbarians do attack pretty fast, but the Barbarians are extremely weak and they die extremely fast. And so let me show you this match against this player. Asuchini, he did move on to the top 32, so congratulations to him for moving on. And he's using a Sparky Giant deck, which you do not see a lot, especially that he's using in this challenge. He's a really skilled player. Currently he has 5,400 trophies, and so he played it beautiful. And so that's how you play the Sparky the Sparky Giant deck, is you make them waste the arrows. I thought he was using a spam deck with that arrow, but he completely baited me out, and he was able to play as a minion horde, and he did a very well job on doing almost taking that complete tower out. But I still got a pump down, so I'm still feeling, you know, decent. I feel pretty good still because I have another pump in rotation, which I'm going to play. And I thought, you know, as long as I can keep my healthy pumps, I'm able to be in a good position, and I'll be able to muscle my way through with the P.E.K.K.A. But let's see what happens. So he throws his arrows on the pump because he knows I don't really have anything else to the arrow. So he's just trying to get chip damage on the pumps so that they don't last as long, which is a smart thing to do. Because now I went from a pump and a half to half a pump. So he's playing a defensive Sparky. I go ahead and do the bandit push on the left hand side. I have to zap that to get the minions away. The battle ram almost gets there, but not quite. But I'm still going to be able to take the tower out with the mega minion on the bandit first. I don't quite take it out, but it's 143. I just got an arrow zap and it's dead. So we both have two towers extremely low. I have more damage on his right hand tower than he has on my left hand tower, so I'm in a pretty good spot. I shouldn't have played the electric wizard. I should have waited for him to play his minion horde, because then I could have just arrowed it. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't fight this deck a lot, so I was so used to just playing against the Inferno Dragon. That's why I played the electric wizard. But that was a huge mistake and a big reason why I lost. I have to zap to get that minion off of the tower. I mean that goblin. So his giant just got so many hits and it did such a good job. But my bandit's going to be able to take the tower out. I have to go ahead and zap again, but the mega minion is going to... Actually, I don't zap because it's not in my rotation. So now he has an aggressive P.E.K.K.A. Sparky, which is going to absolutely take my tower out. There's only 20 seconds left in the game, and there's not much else I could do. If I don't win on this push, I know that the game was over. He's going to play a defensive Sparky, which is going to completely take out my battle ram. So I'm going to go for the 3 crown. I said that's my only chance. And I just don't get that he just has so much to defend with the skeleton army and not having zap right away. That's what really killed the push. So I have to use my P.E.K.K.A. to distract that. His giant's taking both hits, so it doesn't matter if I get the zap, because he's going to go ahead and get that tower, and well played by him. He obviously is very good with that deck. He probably plays it on his ladder deck, and he's just very comfortable with that deck, and I struggled trying to defend against it. And let me just show you an extra game. This is my last ladder game I did against Houdini. And I just want to show you this because I am going to be trophy pushing now since I'm out of the Crown Challenge. Global Series, I have officially been knocked out. It was so fun. It was a good learning experience to see how the best of 3 works and to see how they do competitive play. So hopefully I'll probably do some more competitive play in Clash Royale later on this year to see if they have any more competitions I could go ahead and join, because I really did enjoy playing those games and I think they're extremely fun to watch. And who knows, maybe if I get enough subscribers I'll be playing live games pretty soon. So he did a very good job on surrounding my electric wizard so that the electric wizard couldn't get any resets on the Inferno Tower. And in my last video I was talking about the difference between the Inferno Tower and Dragon. That's the main reason. The electric wizard, he's kind of buggy because he's supposed to be hitting 2 targets, but his range is very off sometimes. And so if he doesn't quite get there, he only targets 1. So I used the zap because I knew how to get. I knew I had to get that tower if I wanted to be able to win this game. Because once I get that tower, it opens up the middle, and I'll be able to play the mini P.E.K.K.A. or the Dark Prince in the middle to take the hits from the Inferno Tower, so that my P.E.K.K.A. does not get destroyed. And he's just playing a standard Royal Giant deck. This is just a deck you could find on Stats Royale. It's nothing really unique. And as you can see, he has a maxed out Royal Giant. And so just because players have higher cards than you doesn't mean that they're going to win. It is going to be harder to get the W if you're the player with less, because you have the card disadvantage. But if you're the better player, you're going to be able to outplay them. So he's just playing his Royal Giant on the opposite side. Good thing I got my mini P.E.K.K.A. to defend, and that's why I have both P.E.K.K.A.s, because both P.E.K.K.A.s are extremely good at taking Hog Riders and Royal Giant. And now I have an uncontested P.E.K.K.A going for his tower. I'm going to be able to get the bats for distraction, and I'm going to be able to get one reset with the electric wizard before he goes down, but I'm going to be able to play the Dark Prince and Bandit to kill the Inferno tower. So that was big that I got my main P.E.K.K.A on his mini P.E.K.K.A because now my tower is going to be able to take it out. I don't have to waste any elixir. I could go ahead and just play my P.E.K.K.A. And he's trying to get that one tower, but with both P.E.K.K.As on the Royal Giant's only going to get 3 shots on the tower, which is what I wanted. I played the Electric Wizard to get the Mega Minion dead. And now I'm going to play the Dark Prince because I knew he was going to do Barbarians. He had nothing else to do. That was the only play he had. And now time's going to run out, but he's going to throw down a Fireball. It's going to get the tower, so very good job on his part on knowing how much time it takes for the Fireball to travel. So now I'm just waiting for an opportunity to play my Dark Prince mini P.E.K.K.A on that right hand tower. I'm just waiting. I want him to waste his elixir to defend the P.E.K.K.A. So he's gonna go do that. I'm gonna throw my Electric Wizard down just so he has to throw down another card. And that's when I bridge spam on the right hand side with Dark Prince and the Bandit and Bats. But he's able to zap the Bats, but my Bandit is able to get connections, and my Dark Prince is going to get it down to 500 HP. So I'm just going to throw the mini P.E.K.K.A down in the middle and the Dark Prince. Go ahead and throw down the arrows. Dark Prince is going to die. I'm going to throw down the Bandit. I'm going to zap, and boom. In the last second before the game was going to end, I was going to get the W. I was waiting for him to play as a Royal Giant in the middle, but then I realized that time was almost out, and he's just going to play for the tie. I said, I'm not going to tie. I'm going to play all my elixir in the middle and try to get the tower, and the Bandit was able to teleport to his tower and get the solid hit and get the victory for the win. I love it when the Bandit already has dash, and so when he deployed his mini P.E.K.K.A, she was already in the dash, and so she couldn't retarget, and she was already on the tower, killing the tower, which gives me the win in the last second of the game. So that was a very exciting game, and now as you can see, that game got me to 4,656, which is my personal best. I'm going to try to go for 4,700, then after that 4,800, and after that 4,900, which will get me into Master 1. So wish me good luck. I hope you guys enjoy this episode of Clash Royale, and